Had a little listen to his podcast, huh?
Dude, it's educational. And besides, I've been wanting to listen to this one.
Welcome to Idling in the Impala, a podcast by and for lovers of supernatural and the fan fiction it inspires. Before we begin, just want to remind you to follow us wherever you listen so you don't miss any episodes or bonus content. If you love what we do and want an easy way to show your support, please consider leaving us a positive, that's all the stars rating, on your favorite listening platform. It helps SPN and fanfic lovers find us and share in the fun. I'm Sandra.
I'm Kasey, and somebody let me drive this puppy today. So, nobody panic, but I don't have my license, so this could be an absolute cluster truck.
Cluster truck? Did you say cluster truck?
I did say cluster truck. I said cluster truck. I did. But we are joined today by Jackie. Jinkies, would you look at this? That's this. Jinkies, would you look at this? I'm a fucking professional, guys. I have no document. Not even a little bit. I thought somebody would take a pay on me and made a document. Nobody did. We have Jackie with us and we have Fictional Lemons. And the reason that we have Jackie and Fictional Lemons with us today is because they were the alpha testers for the very first ImpalaCon meetup. That's not true. They all went to the same con a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, no, I want to tell me all about it. I want to hear all about it. So that's what we're doing today. But I want to start off. A couple of people road trip together to get to the con. So do they want to talk about that?
Jackie, do you want to talk about how you were like, hey, there's this con and do you want to do this thing?
Sure. So I had been since 2024 when I got to go to my first con in DC and I got to meet Sandra in person, which was delightful. I've been keeping my eye out for another con, opportunity. And this year it was down to either New Jersey or they were doing a brand new location in Norfolk, Virginia, which I live on the East Coast. I could have driven to either, but I didn't want to drive.
You still could drive to New Jersey.
I didn't want to drive to New Jersey. Nothing against anybody who lives in New Jersey or the greater New York City metropolitan area, but I don't want to drive there. So I was kind of hemming and hawing. I was like, I could take the train. I don't want to take the train because I'm not used to taking trains and I got to pay for it. And but Norfolk's easy for me to get to. So I was like, or I could do Norfolk. And then I forget how it came up, but I think Sandra was sort of like, really? So I was like, ooh, are you going to Norfolk? And, it came down to, yeah, she was. And I realized that she would have to kind of come past my area to get there. So I was like, I'm driving anyway. I could drive the two of us.
Road trip.
So
yeah.
It became a little bit of an adventure because I got to discover where the train station is near me so I could pick up Sandra. But that actually went really, really well. Despite nature's best efforts to thwart us by throwing a whole lot of snow on the entire area.
Yeah, it was the back end of the really bad storm, wasn't it, that y'all had that just went.
We had a storm the week before, and it was a bad. Normally in the mid-Atlantic region, you get storms and then it warms up because we have yo-yo weather all year round. And this one, it did not warm up. So the snow didn't really go anywhere unless you shoved it out of the way. And so, yeah, but we were.
Yeah. And the trains were not happy about the snow still at that point. So there was about an hour delay on my end before I was able to get to Baltimore. So it wasn't a long train ride. It was a little over an hour, but it took an hour before I was able to actually get where I needed to start the trip. And then once I was there and Jackie was there on time when she said she was going to be, and I saw her drive up with the minivan. I was like, oh, I see Jackie. I was like, I'm just going to go over there. And then Jackie was like, I need to take a picture for proof of life that you made it to this part. And then I believe it got sent over to Kasey. So that Kasey knew that she had picked me up and we were ready for our next part of the journey, which actually went really well. Jackie made a point of saying, let me know if you need a break. I was like, no, I don't need a break. I'd rather just us get there. And we had interesting bridge tunnel situations that none of us were aware of. I was also in charge of kind of telling her where I thought we were going. And I'm not the best person for that, but she was very gracious. I was like, okay, I think, I didn't know my left from my right at some points. It was fun. It was fun, but we made it there, I think in good time.
Just call back to a previous con breakdown that I don't actually think got released. This convention was in Virginia, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So you, Sandra, probably experienced what Joey and Nikki experienced when they came up to PhillyCon, because you were driving, probably not the exact same route, but you were driving through to Virginia going, why is all this here? This isn't wood.
I don't think I'd been that far down. I think the farthest I'd kind of seen too was like maybe like around, was it Richmond, I think, or maybe Williamsburg, but like not really farther than that. So yeah, the part of it was it was a fun trip though. Jackie was all mom prepared, helped me with all of my food situations. I was like, I really don't want to be that person. I really only want to eat certain things. And she got my grocery order. She was on it. She had a minivan filled with snacks. We were prepared, maybe not for the cold aspect of it or the walking that had to happen in the frigid temperatures up to a point.
We didn't consider. Hey, Jackie is the mother to two boy children. Mm-hmm. Jackie knows how to do a road trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
don't
and my boys have been so good with me over the years because I've raised them on road trips. It's one of my favorite, because I grew up like my mom would take me and my sister on road trips. So yeah, no, it's been an 8-hour road trip is par for the course for us, So this was easy. This was like 4 hours. It was like, it's like a little day trip. It was fine. And Norfolk is down near the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay. So there's like a lot of water everywhere. So there were lots and lots of bridges. And then there was a surprise tunnel, which I didn't realize, which would have been fine, except traffic stopped in said tunnel, which made us a little nervous. But then it worked out.
With all the signs, Jackie, in advance that said, do not stop in tunnel.
Do not stop in the tunnel and maintain speed in tunnel. And everybody started slowing down.
We can't do any of the things that they now told us to do.
The signs were very clear, guys. I don't like this.
And then there were traffic lights in the tunnel that were starting to turn yellow and red. I said, I don't think this is a good situation.
I don't know what that is. Yeah. We all just ignored them because they were still red when everybody started to go. And I was like, well, we're just going.
Yeah. I think that was the only big hiccup, I think, was like, that part of it. But otherwise, no. If you need a good road trip person, Jackie's your person. Jackie's your person. I mean,
I think what we all want to know though is does Jackie adhere to the rules of the car? Did Shotgun shut that K-call and drive and pick me?
Jackie was very considerate and said if there's anything I didn't want to listen to, that I just had to let her know. But
let the team down, Jackie. You let the team down.
There was a lot of radio company on there and there was a lot of other stuff. Everything, I think.
Wouldn't have thought that.
I think everything on Jackie's playlist, I didn't have any no's to. We are like around the same age. So I don't think there was I was like, ooh. I was like, yay.
There's a fair amount of overlap, I think, in musical tastes.
Knowing the conversations that I've had with Jackie, knowing that she's a secret punk, I just have visions of her the night before crafting the Sandra Carr playlist. Like, no, can't play that.
I don't think
that.
No,
that's fine. That's out. That's fine.
It was all good. No. It was all good stuff.
Most of the punk music that's on my playlist is stuff that was deemed as appropriate for the kids ages ago, and I've never.
So it works for me then.
Yeah.
All good.
But I'm also surprised, Sandra, that you could hear it, because between how loud my van is, because it's getting up there in age and it's not the quietest vehicle in the world, and how much I talked the entire time, it was.
Well, we were both talking. I mean, to be fair, I mean, we were having a good conversation. And I will say, I think the one thing I will take away from all of this is being able to spend a ton of time with Jackie and getting to meet Lemons were like highlights of this con. So we started chatting and just kind of like didn't stop, until we got situated, and then we just talked more and had a lot of nights where we're like, we should probably get to bed. I think I kept talking and Jackie was like, I'm falling asleep. We need to go to sleep.
There was at least one time where I was like, it is in fact 12:30 and we probably should stop talking now.
So I'm happy that you've prepared her for my presence there. But it won't be 12:30. I'll be like, I was talking to Sandra on Saturday with like a little friends group with Sandra, and we were like talking. It's 2 a.m. When the fuck did that happen? It's 2 a.m. my time,
Yeah. So getting there, I think, was, all things considered, once I got into Jackie's van, I was like, I feel like the trip has officially like started and we're in a good place, kind of thing. I mean, we should maybe go back a little bit though, that everybody's situation was immediately put on. Everything's going to change because Friday morning at like midnight or 12:30. Were you going there?
Friday morning.
Were you going there, Kasey?
No,
if you were going there, okay.
I wasn't done with travel plans.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to know how Lemons got there.
Oh yes, of
Her
course.
journey was interesting. I know she didn't get to carpool and we didn't have like a really big road trip, but I want to know if she got there okay.
I got there okay. I was also I got to fly because I was a little farther away than Jackie and Sandra, but there were some delays on my end too. I flew out of LaGuardia, which I usually fly out of JFK, and so I was nervous about doing LaGuardia, so I got there super early, and then as soon as I got there, they were like, "Your flight's delayed."
Oh no!
And then it was delayed again, and then it was delayed again, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what if I never get out of this airport?" But I did eventually, and then of course the flight was about a third of the time I'd spent in the airport because it was such a short flight down to the Norfolk airport. But it all went fine, and then I had luckily I had a friend pick me up at the airport, and we had lunch, which was nice. And then she dropped me off at the hotel, which was an interesting experience. The hotel was definitely one of the more interesting parts of the experience, but I'll just leave it at that and let you ask.
Were you all staying in the same hotel?
Yes. We were all staying at the Con Hotel.
Oh. Yeah, we all ended up on the same floor too, which was nice.
That was convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's helpful, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's helpful. Okay, all right. Do you want to tell the story of the con changing now, Sandra, or do you want me to do it?
No, you can do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just didn't know if you were going to backtrack or not. That's all. Because that really that was a major contributing factor to the chaos of the weekend. But go ahead, Kasey.
So very, very late, as in like not quite the 11th hour, but it was like 10:45. Jared pulled out of this convention, unfortunately, citing his poor broken leg. Mm-hmm. I've seen pictures of him. He's got a big boot on. Bless him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody is more active on Tumblr than I and knows exactly what he did. Feel free to fill the gaps in. I don't know. Just know he broke it on set.
Yeah, that's all we've heard too, is that it was broken on set of him filming his movie with the horrible name, the Bodyguard movie.
No, it's changed now.
Guarding Stars, I think is what it's called.
No, I know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you like that is the horrible
like it.
Horrible title.
Right, okay. Yes. It sounds like a reality TV show from the mid 2000s. You know, like 10 bodyguards, 1 contract. Paris Hilton. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, and I'm looking forward to Jared's movie. It's just I'm not a big fan of the title they decided on, but The Bodyguard had already been taken for a movie, so they couldn't really do that.
It could be workshop. They could change that. It's
that's true.
But yeah, unfortunately, literally the 10:45, not quite the 11th hour, he pulled out. So then Creation is then scrambling to go, oh, you can trade your Jared tickets in and you can do this and you can do that. And I know Jackie had a J2 off. Did you have a J2 up, Sandra? Or did you just have Jensen?
I just had Jensen.
Lemons, were you supposed to see Jared?
I had a Jared off that I had to trade. I mean, it all worked out, but it was sad to wake up to that news when I got up at 4 a.m. to go to the airport.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I saw.
Out?
Yes,
like,
that was the first thing I saw. I was like, oh no. Mm-hmm. But you know, I had been saying all along that my number one reason for going to Norfolk was to meet Sandra and Jackie, and that is what I got to do. So that made the whole trip worth it, even though Jared wasn't there. We had a great time.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. We're going to get into that. So everyone's arrived, checked into the hotel. Did you meet up on the Friday or did you not meet up until the Saturday? You tell me what happened from now, guys. I will chip in with questions.
We met up on Friday. But yeah, because we had made arrangements ahead of time to do DJ's karaoke party.
Oh yeah.
Which is Friday night.
Yeah.
But so we of course got there, had to park the van, get checked into our room, get all of our stuff into the room. And then there was the line to exchange the ops, which was the line that never ended. Like
epic.
It was a very slow moving line. Like
they had one person doing these exchanges for hundreds of people.
and she had to look everything up on the internet, like on the price list, which was online.
Oh, stop it.
So I had been talking to people like behind us and in front of us in line, and they were like, this is my third time waiting in the line, and I keep having other things come up. I have to get out of the line before I make it to the front and, stuff like that. And I just stuck it out. I had the 1J2 op. I just had to exchange the Jared half of that for something, and Sandra was laughing at me because the entire time we were in line, she kept saying, do you know what you're going to swap it out for? And I was like, haven't decided yet. No. And I was hemming and hawing between just going the easy route, which was to just trade the Jared side of it for another solo Jensen, to do basically 2 solo Jensen ops.
Mm-hmm.
Or to take advantage of the fact that Jim Beaver and Stephen Williams were both there, do the Bobby Rufus photo op, and then possibly get my copy of Jim Beaver's book signed. But then I couldn't remember if I'd actually remembered to put the book in my van. I was like, I know I thought about it, but I couldn't remember if I had done it. And I didn't want to, I finally decided it was easier just to go for 2 solo Jensen ops, and Jensen is always the right answer. And that way I wouldn't have ended up with an autograph and potentially not the thing I wanted to get signed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Unless you wanted to wait in the line again and trade your autograph for something else.
Which I did not want to do.
No, you did not want to do that.
Yeah. And so when I got to the front, it was funny because the woman that was, making all of these exchanges, she asked, what, like she verified what op I had and then asked how I wanted. I was like, I'm going to keep it easy. I just want to can I do 2 solo Jensen ops? And she's like, yes, that is easy. And I think I was done in under 2 minutes.
Oh, which was her favorite person.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Although can I mention the sign that was taped to the table?
Please, because I think I noticed it first too. Like I saw
You
something.
did.
Yeah. And I was like, Jackie, look.
So there was this sign taped to the table that had what was included with the gold passes and what was included with the silver passes. But there had been a typo. Whoever made up this sign had put under I forget which one was on top. One of them was above the other one on the list. And it was, so for the upper one, they had blacked out the last name behind both Jared and Jensen. But the blacked out area was obviously not long enough to be the name Padalecki, which was weird. It was the same length for both of them. I thought, that's odd. Well, if you looked further down, under the other pass, they had not blacked out the last names. The same typo had obviously been made, and they had given both of them the last name of Ackles, which was just hilarious.
Did anybody tell Jared about this? Somebody tweeted at him?
I don't know because I don't have Twitter, but a lot of people took photos of the sign because I saw it shared online before I had a chance to share the photo I took of the sign. So
he definitely knows then. He definitely knows. What did you exchange your picture for, Lemons? Were you easy or did you make a deal of it?
I had a lot of time to think about it in the very long line. And although I had fun talking to other people around me online, it's always fun to ask people about their past con experiences and things like that. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But by the time I got to the front, it was hard to decide. I empathize with Jackie because it's hard to know what the right call is. But in the end, I went with I had been planning to get a Stephen Williams op because he doesn't come to very many cons and I was excited to see him. And so I decided to, instead of but I hadn't bought it yet. In the end, I decided to combine everything and just get one, exchange my Jared solo, apply it to a Jensen, Stephen Williams, Jim Beaver group photo. That is what I got. So I ended up that was my one op for the whole weekend. I guess we'll get to why that was my only op later.
And I think, didn't we meet you, Lemons, in the line? The first, when I was waiting with Jackie. And then I think you saw us and you came up. I'm like, oh, it's Lemons. Yeah. And that's what we actually we all physically saw each other.
I tried to check into my hotel room like 4 times and they wouldn't give me a room.
Yeah.
So I finally got a room key, and that's when I saw you guys in line. I arrived a little before you, so I had been able to wait in the line earlier and get my op exchange. So I had taken care of that. And then I saw you in the line, and then I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was so exciting.
It was. Yeah, the hotel was a whole nother
Case, do you remember my New Jersey, like Ted and I breaking down New Jersey? I mean, the New Jersey hotel, like this was one for the books also. Like this hotel was like one of those like, wow, we're just going to keep rolling with whatever you guys are going to throw at us kind of a situation.
It was, I think both Creation and the hotel were trying their best.
Yeah.
But the best was an interesting experience.
That is to change everything up that close to the line must have been very stressful. But having never been to a CreationCon, having only ever heard of CreationCons, I don't think they run their cons very well.
This one didn't go as smoothly as the others of theirs I've been to. So
I think DC is just baked in because of that hotel now. Like they've done it so many times.
Sure.
At that hotel. And I think it's the way it's split up, even though it's on a lot of things are on different levels too, as in Norfolk where we were at, it feels a little bit bigger, maybe the way it's spaced.
Oh yeah. I think the hotel in DC is generally a larger facility.
Yeah. So it just felt like there was more breathing space. And I do think because of the having to exchange the ops, they were not prepared for what that would mean in that space, because the actual place where you go to take the photo ops was actually like people had to break through the exchange line to get across and over like into that area as well. So there was a lot of like bottlenecking, and it just, there was a lot happening. I think that they weren't expecting to have to deal with. Yeah. In the lobby area.
And the weather didn't help.
It was so cold.
So cold.
It was so cold in the lobby of the hotel that everyone was wearing their coats and jackets and scarves inside because it was freezing, literally freezing.
You couldn't
inside.
get away from it. You couldn't get away from it at that. It was so cold.
Still baffled they run them in hotels.
It's nice to be able to go up to your room when you don't have something happening and kind of escape for a minute. So that part I like about having it in a hotel. But yeah, this hotel was small. It was they were having trouble with the key cards. Like the key cards would stop working.
Like everybody's.
So often randomly.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
everyone's.
It was
so
just
there
like
was constantly a line at the reception desk for people turning in their key cards just the entire weekend, which is not how a normal hotel experience is.
The hotel could have made serious bank borrowing Jensen for half an hour and having him run here is how to get into your room when your key card stops working. Although maybe that would have just paid for all the broken doors.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because they always seem to, like, whenever I hear you guys' convention stories, they're always in hotels. And I'm like, either you guys have like the biggest fucking hotels on the planet or somebody is doing something wrong. And I appreciate everything's bigger in the US. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas, but everything's bigger in the US. But I'm like, how big are your fucking hotels, guys?
I think it has more to do with the fact that, I mean, at least from what I've heard, I've never been to like a fan expo or anything like that. Those are so huge that they would not need or probably be able to afford what something like a bigger conference center, convention center would need, because it is a lot more intimate of a, because it is just for Supernatural, even though there's a lot of people there, it's, it does have more of that, like, kind of, you're just going to a conference / convention thing, you know, which I think can be charming in a way, but when things just keep going wrong, you're just like, okay.
And this one particular was very intimate in that it was not, I don't think it had as many attendees as some of the other Creation Cons. And also the vendors area was on the landing outside the ballroom, which was very close quarters. It was very hard to navigate. It did make it feel extremely intimate, to use Sandra's word, because you were just like rubbing up against all the congoers all weekend trying to get in and out to the elevator or the stairs.
And the celebrities, they were just, I mean, like normally
they were right there.
Normally they do have their tables out too, but like there's usually a little bit more distance, but like you could literally like trying to get past like somebody, like you're having to wait because Ruth is doing a selfie with somebody. You're like, oh, okay, this is happening right now, like right in front of me. Like those kinds of things were going on. And yeah, it was very much like you literally could be just like rubbing shoulders with, you know, people that you're like, oh, DJ just DJ, like those kinds of things happening. So that was kind of neat. Yeah. And it was definitely not as many. We had found out, I think, because we were even saying, because I ended up getting a second Jensen up for no valid reason, except it was midnight and I saw Jared wasn't going. I'm like, well, I'm just going to get another Jensen up and see if there's one available. And there was. So the fact that he hadn't sold out. And when we got into our seats, which I don't think wasn't until actually Saturday, because I think by Friday we had like missed most of the stuff, Jackie. So we didn't even get like to our seats Friday. It was Saturday that we had found out a lot of about 4 rows of like gold and silver had been taken out. So we were actually, you know, closer to the stage than we would have been otherwise, which it didn't sell. I think lots of factors, right? Like right really after the holiday,
after Christmas,
really close after the holidays. The weather was kind of iffy, and I think all of those factors just kind of made it like it felt like a first. Jackie, did you say it felt like a first time shot at a convention?
It was like. You know, for considering Creation has apparently been doing these for what, 55 years, did they say?
I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
50 plus years that the Creation has been putting on fan conventions. This felt like maybe not the first convention that they did, but like within the first year or two. Like there were so many weird little glitchy things going on. It just felt like it was like everybody was newer to this process, and they really shouldn't be by now. They've done a ton of them.
Yeah, it kind of felt like it was an afterthought of a con in a way, like it was announced late, and then
it's a weird city. Like Norfolk's not really a major place. Yeah.
Yes, but
because that's not where you went when you went to Virginia, is it, Sandra? Where did you go? Was it?
No, it was Arlington, which is like basically DC. I mean, like we were in DC, and this was definitely kind of out of the way. So I don't think they're going back to Norfolk. I know they're doing DC. I think they said 2027. That's a whole other thing. I don't think we know the dates on that because they have to.
We don't.
Yeah.
Yes. There were also a lot of new people at this con. So that also, I think, gave it the feeling of a first con or something like that, because there were a lot of newbies there who didn't know what was going on or what to do, or even like how to line up to ask a question and stuff like that. It's
so amazing that we'd still like to see so many people coming in that are still new to it. I was just, I was floored by how many people were raising hands and had never
It's amazing.
Been. Yeah.
It's cool.
Cool. Did anybody line up to ask a question? Was anybody brave?
No.
Lemons put her name in to ask a question for Jensen, but she did not.
Yes, I did.
So she was brave.
Get picked.
Yeah.
You have to. So you have to put names in, and then you get picked, and then you get to line up
for Jensen,
just like for the Jensen panel.
But what if he doesn't pick you, or does everybody get to go?
No, it's like you put your name in a thing and they pick you. So it's like a drawing. Yeah,
they post at the beginning, like right before the panel begins, they post a list of the questioners who got selected, and they ask that you line up in that order, I think.
Yeah, and like left or right, depending. Like you have to make sure you're on the correct side.
Right.
And only the first few people on each side are going to get a chance to ask a question, because they'll run out of time.
I've seen them going, not you in the blue or whatever. So you can go through all that and get picked and still not get to ask.
Well, it's because like at the gold panel, they just select people in the audience who raise their hand, I think. Yes. I've never been in one, but I've watched enough of the videos. Right. So, but with the other one, like if you are at the beginning of the list of people picked, there's a strong chance you'll get to ask a question. If you're in the middle, you may end up being the last question. If you're towards the bottom of that list, you're probably not going to get to ask.
So we're still on Friday. Everyone's exchanged their photos, stood in the very long line, attended the seminar about how to get into your room, which apparently is infinitely less fun when that seminar is go down to reception and complain again. Right. That's less fun. I don't like that for you guys.
Reception was really nice about it, though. Like, you went down and you just said, my card stopped working. They're like, I'm so sorry. And they'd be like, what's your room number? And you just swap it and they just hand you another card and they'd send you off on your way. Sandra and I were in the elevator with the guy who runs Creation.
Adam,
At one
I think
point.
is his
Adam.
name. Yeah.
Because he was staying in the hotel too, up on the top floor, and his card wasn't working because he had to use the card to even get the elevator to go to that floor, and it wouldn't work. And sure enough, like the next time we were in the elevator, he was coming back from having to get his card replaced. So
because then we left.
Everybody.
We tried to get into our room and it was like, nope, not working. Nope. I was like, oh, and then people are like, yeah, people were going in and out of the elevator. Like, this is the third time. I hope it works this time. Like, it was just, it was a lot. A lot was going on. So then I think we sort of like got situated Friday, and then we went to karaoke, which was really fun. Yes. DJ's a hoot, and everybody was having a really good time. Well, the theme was the theme royalty?
Yes.
And DJ had a really funny king costume on, and he kept patting his face because his fake beard and mustache kept trying to fall off. And every time after the song selection would come up, he'd be like, "Oh, I love this song."
Yeah, everything was, I love this song. I said, "Oh, I love this song."
I love him so much. He's adorable.
He's so funny and great energy. And karaoke was great. We had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemons went up and was dancing for a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Lemons got in on it. Yeah, yeah. So it was.
I like karaoke. It's a good time.
It was fun. It was fun, and they had a good selection, I think, of songs. I think Jackie was like, "I've never heard this song."
Yeah, I didn't
want to call her out.
I know.
Yeah,
it was my first time going to a karaoke thing at all. And I don't listen to a lot of pop music, so there were quite a few songs. There were a bunch that I just didn't recognize until they really got going, and then there was at least two I think that I'd never heard before. Mm-hmm. And both Sandra and Lemons were like, "Really? You haven't heard?" I'm like, "No."
We'd get along, Jackie. I'm also not vibing with the pop music, so I'd be like, "It's a what now?" My kid does that to me all the time. He'd be like, "Such as a song," and I'd be like, "What?" And he's like, "You don't know such and such," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I know it. I just thought I'd test you. No, I have no clue what you're talking about. What?"
Why would I lie about that? No.
Well, we sang along. We had fun. Matt Cohen was there, and he was wearing just a bathrobe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Was he wearing Chuck's bathrobe? Was he wearing
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah. Very funny. And Samantha Smith was there.
Yes.
Julie McNiven. Mm-hmm. Julie McNiven has the most beautiful voice.
Yes.
That was great.
Yes.
Lots of fun though. Everybody was just like having a really, really good time. So.
It was a good energy. I've been at worse karaoke's for sure. Energy wise, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, everybody was just singing their hearts out for like everything, and they were they were very impressed.
Yeah, I think that wraps up Friday pretty much.
Yeah.
Good. All right, on to Saturday, Convention Day 1, technically. 2.
That felt like the longest day ever. That was the longest day. I've never
Saturday.
Saturday, because this was the day when nobody knew if Jensen was going to make it. Because it kept getting delayed. Yeah,
it was kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
we all kept
imagine re-queuing up then and being like, "He's not here."
Well, but there was another cancellation.
Yes,
on Saturday.
there was.
Mm-hmm.
So Brianna didn't make it.
Oh,
and I had an op with her.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So I was feeling like a bad luck charm.
Aw.
But I've been to 2 cons now where I had an op with her and she canceled both. So I've never not gotten to take a picture with her. But I live in Hope, maybe in New Jersey. I'll make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to stand in the line again to turn in my Brianna op. But I ended up by just getting a refund because I was like, well, this will help me pay for my group op. Oh, wait, that's what happened Friday night. We got our op. I got my group op with Jen. Oh, no, that was Saturday.
That was Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
It was the day. Yeah,
it was the long day.
Happened Saturday.
You're right. Everything happened on Saturday. You're so right. Anyway, so I just turned in my Brianna op for a refund and was like, this is for the best.
The entire schedule just kept getting they just kept having to rearrange it because I think initially a lot of our stuff with Jensen, the ops stuff on Saturday, because I had a Saturday one, and I think that was, and then I had I was going to do, had a Rufus and Bobby one, and that was going to be before, and then Jensen was supposed to be, I think, like later in the afternoon around 2ish, and I think Lemons was yours.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in like the mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
Because Stephen Williams and Jim Beaver were only there Saturday. So like they had to get through those on Saturday for sure.
Stuff just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And then I can't remember when they actually said Jensen had officially landed.
Was he flying? Was he coming straight from set?
He must have been coming out of Toronto. We were trying to figure that out because I was like, is he
must
still
have been
filming?
coming from Toronto.
Yeah.
He had posted from like the snowstorm, basically. Like I'm pretty sure that video that he posted to like Instagram stories or whatever it was on.
Was that in Toronto?
It looked like it. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it looked like Toronto. And so he was probably up there. But you never know. But like it was like to the point where like on Saturday, like Rich and Rob with their hosting at one point were like, this ultimately what they were going to do was announce Brianna not coming, which we already knew. But like, so they hemmed and hawed about it, about being the bearer of bad news, and then going off on a tangent about bears for like 10 minutes. It was a ridiculously long amount of time before they admitted. And then the whole time I'm like, if they announce that he's not coming, the place is going to riot. Yeah. Like, just rip the Band-Aid off. Like, and it turned out, no, that was Brianna. And then it was like at least an hour later, like, or longer before one of the creation people came out. And she's like, he has arrived in Norfolk. He's not here yet, but he is here. Like, he's in the city, but not in the hotel yet. And then it was another hour, I think, before he made it to the hotel.
Yeah.
They were doing autographs. Like, the programming was over by the time he got there.
It was crazy.
Yeah, because normally I think a really long day is when you like if you're getting an autograph and you have to wait for, like, if Jared and Jensen, and typically, I mean, if stuff gets pushed back, it gets pushed back by an hour or two. But we were, I think, I was like, well, let's go back to get back to our seats, because we don't know when they're going to call, like, the Jensen stuff, because they were saying it was going to happen at 5:30 or 6 o'clock or before autographs. Then we go down there. I was like, no, now it's going to be. And I was like, they can't possibly be doing Jensen photo ops after, like, just for his solo one, which is what I had. Like, I knew they were going to have to do Bobby and Rufus and Dean and a couple of other people that weren't going to be there for Sunday. But then Jackie was the fearless one. Jackie went up and asked for me. I was like, no, they're going to do the Jensen solo ops for Saturday at some point tonight. So I think, Lemons, you got yours first, right? I think.
Yes, they did. I think he got there and started doing ops right away. I think he did the Matt Cohen ones first. And then it was pretty early on, it was the Stephen Williams, Jim Beaver, Jensen group ops. So I got in line and it was cold. And then we went in the room and I saw Jensen and he looked great. And he was smiling, like he was smiling with teeth in some of these pictures, which you rarely see it, but you love to see it. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's smiling, like actually smiling pretty big in these ops. Like, maybe I'll like be lucky and get a real smile. And of course, the whole thing goes by so fast, but it was awesome. It was really fun. And then
that was Saturday. He was in.
That was Saturday at like, yeah, he was wearing like a white t-shirt with a flannel over it and jeans.
Yes, because I have feelings about Sunday's hoodie. We'll
I do too. I have a lot of feelings about the hoodie. I don't know if they're the same.
Did everybody at least hug Jensen or see Jensen on Sunday as well?
Well, I saw him, but I didn't get to hug him.
You didn't get to hug him in the hoodie? Oh, Lemons.
No, but the op went well, and he patted my back and called me dear, which is nice. And Jim and Steven were great too. And then when I got my op back, I didn't get the teeth smile, no teeth smile, but it's a real smile in the pic.
It's a nice smile.
It's a
That's
really
a good.
nice smile.
It's a really good photo.
It's a nice smile, and it's a fun group op that you don't get very much. Of the three
definitely.
of them together.
Rare pair,
So
if you will.
Yes, it's very rare pair. So I had a great time with that, and then I think I went back to my room because I didn't have any autos until the concert. But I think that's then, Sandra, is that when you got your solo?
Yeah, I think it was
there?
like around like 8 o'clock. They were finally like, okay.
Really late.
And I, at least for Saturdays, to get like my number was very low. So I got to head down with the first group. So I got down there and we must have been waiting at least 20 minutes in line. But because we were in the room where, you have to stack the bags and everything, it was at least warm in that section.
Good.
And then, just waiting and going like, okay, what am I doing? What am I going to do with him? What am I going to do with him? Because I was also of the, he may not be up for smiling after 12 hours of trying to get here.
Could we just talk about this for a second? Jensen Ackles I know we joke that he sold us all, but he might actually be a fucking machine. Because if I'd worked all week and somebody said to me, okay, Saturday morning, like you're flying from where you are, like however many hours down there, and my flight was delayed, I would be like, I am going back to fucking bed.
See,
I'm not committing to this anymore.
I just think at that point he knew, like, I just think people were like, look, we'll do whatever. You got to try to get here, because I don't know, like, I could just see that as being like with Jared unfortunately not being able to be there
there
Friday,
was definitely
was, I think, a lot more pressure for, you've definitely, and again, like, nobody wants him struggling or like, nobody wants anything to occur like that. But the fact that he did it, I was like, people just need to like give him props for like doing the thing, because it was such, I'm sure, an extremely long day. The
man is genuinely part machine. There is not an amount of money you could have paid me to be like, I physically would not have been able to do it. They could have been like 10 mil. Please come and do this today. I'm like, I will see you bitches tomorrow. And I would have gone to bed. I physically could not have done that.
Yeah.
No, that's where I think we're really lucky that, he in particular, I mean, both of them, like a lot of them, but like, in particular, he seems to take his job, and he considers this part of his job, like very seriously, like, and he's a professional. And like, I think he takes pride in the fact that, no, he's a professional. He's going to do it.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. And I absolutely agree. But like, I'm obviously thinking of con clips now. The one where Jared hasn't gone up and he's like eating his breakfast, and then he's like, "Oh, you haven't seen him? Have you knocked? No, no answer. All right, I'll go get him." Thump, thump. We have work. Now? No, an hour ago. Move yourself. I love that. I really love that one.
Yeah. So I mean,
he's just the absolute. Just have you knocked? Yeah. You called him? No answer. No. Fucking go and get him. Fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love him.
So it eventually, like, I said, I'm just gonna ask him.
But Sandra has a beautiful picture.
Yeah, I asked for blue steel. I said, I feel like that's a thing. I could get him to do that, something different. And he did that for me. And I tried to not smile like a geek, because I was like, try to maintain or manage, keep it at the same level. Mm-hmm. It was a very nice photo. He did. I don't remember much. Like I know I had to have asked him that's what it was. So as I was waiting to go up to him, and then you see all the other people doing the poses and stuff, and somebody had gone up to him right before and had asked to like hold his hands, like, and like look into each other's eyes. So I was like, well, I'm definitely not doing that. I'm not ready for that. So I was like, okay. So as I'm walking up to him, I think he was still in that mode. So his hands were out, and I was like, I was like, no. I was like,
you could have taken advantage. You could have been like, look at me like you love me.
Well, I was looking at him as I was asking the question. And I think I told Jackie, I'm like, I could feel my brain starting to shut down. I was like, yes, I have the blue steel. That's kind of like all I remember. And then he just kind of like scooped me in, and he's so nice to look at, but like your brain just, it stops. Like, I don't know how people do this regularly. I know people are used to it. And he's like, everybody sees somebody's Wednesday. I get all that. But it's a lot to kind of, seeing other people relate to him in a very easygoing way. I'm just like, I'd need a lot of time with you, which I would not pass up in any way, shape, or form. Exposure therapy is needed for all of that because there's a lot going on there. So yeah, I think I got done 8:30ish. Then we went back because there was still the concert that night, which was like, how are they going to do this? So Jackie was waiting for me. Jackie got booted out of the.
They had to do because they had to do a sound check, and they kicked everybody out of the little ballroom area to do the sound check. So I was like hovering near the top of the stairs by the vendor area.
And I think I was floating up the steps at that point, Jackie. So I think I saw you waving at me at some point, and I was like, okay, all right. And I was like, it was nice, a very nice experience. And I'm sure he smelled lovely even after all the time he was traveling. I couldn't tell you. I did not inhale.
He didn't look like he'd been traveling all day.
He didn't, no. Which was freaking, like, again, we get so annoyed by him sometimes. Like, how can you do that?
I don't know.
How can you do the thing?
And again, I've said it before, I will say it probably a billion times. He looks better in person than he does in like professional quality photographs. And that's not fair. I don't understand how that works.
He has feelings about this. Bullshit right here. Tell us your secrets, Ackles. Tell us your fucking secrets.
I'm really looking forward to the day when Kasey has a photo op with Jensen and understands when they see him in person what everybody's freaking talking about, because it is a thing. You just don't believe it. And you still don't believe it every time it happens. You're like, how? How are you better? You should not be better looking in person than all of the photo airbrushing things people can do with.
I look forward to it.
Yes, I look forward to it. I'm going to have a photo up behind you so that I can see and report back as to exactly what happened. That's what I'm going to do for that one.
Yeah, you would definitely have to. But I faced off against Jared, and I think I'm going to stop that thought right there. My brain carried on going, and some tiny, like, the little goblin that is usually not about my self-preservation went, this is 3D, and girls, shut the fuck up.
No, Lemons.
No,
Lemons is all Sam all the time. How did you forget this, Kasey?
How long has it been since we spoke to Lemons? Lemons, I'm so sorry. Right, now I've got someone on my side. I think Jared's infinitely more attractive than Jensen. It's out there, fuckers. Lemons, get over here. Come stand with me quickly. Preferably in front of me, but I will bear the brunt of what I've done. Nobody's
saying that Jared is not equally beautiful.
I think he is also more attractive in person than he is in pictures.
Yes,
adorable in person.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying that Jared's peaked, because he absolutely hasn't. He continues to age like a fine wine, but the hair is not the same. So I could look at him now and be like, God, you're so fucking beautiful. If only you had season 8 hair.
It's like Sandra with the lack of Dean hair. Yeah. But I want to ask Lemons, since you are a Sam girl and you had photos with both of them.
Can you keep her cool? Yeah.
How has that gone? Like, does Jensen make your brain blue screen, or are you better with him?
Does he smell good? Do you remember?
Jensen makes everyone's brain blue screen.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes, definitely. I find Jared so much more approachable in every way. So, except when I did have my solo op with him in New Jersey, and in Boston. Sorry, it was in Boston. And I spoke to him, and then he asked me a question, and I couldn't. I wasn't expecting a response, and so then that's when the blue screen happened. No, that's why I actually wasn't going to get a Jensen op for this one, was because, well, I won't even remember it, so it felt like worth the money. But because of the way things worked out, I did, and I'm glad I did, and it was a very positive experience.
Well, I think you've used the term intimidating too, and not in a bad, like, not that he's doing it intentionally, and that's not the thing. It's just there's an intimidation. I think
there's an intensity.
Yeah,
to him.
That might be it too. Yeah,
he's very intense. compared to Jared specifically. Jared is more warm feeling to me. And so when I am doing the ops with him, I feel nervous in a different way, but like more relaxed at the same time, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, it does. Yeah. I think we've talked a lot too. And I mean, I know I've told this to Kasey too. And I just feel like with Jensen, there's a little bit more of a machine process happening, like with him, where Jared will stop. You know what I mean? Like you could tell Jared stops and does that, where I think with Jensen, and I don't know what the factors are behind all of that, you know, but I feel like there's this, it just feels like it's chugging, like this engine that has to keep kind of moving. And it does have a different energy with it from when I've seen them, the two of them together, I think balance it then in a way, you know, like when you can get a J2, which I know Jackie was like really wanting, and Jackie will get one. Jackie's going to get one.
She will one day.
But I think that that's a lot of it too, you know, just that there's a difference to them that is very, it's weird, right? Like you can see it in different areas and how it changes or affects.
It's very noticeable.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get to know what this man fucking smells like, am I? It's never going to happen.
I mean, I feel like I sniffed him once and I remember he just smelled good, but I can't tell you.
See,
like,
you think that works for my autistic brain?
But I don't,
what does good smell like, Sandra?
I mean, I know that he supposedly wears certain colognes and things, but like, I couldn't tell you what that was, you know?
Me either. He looks like he smells good.
Yeah, he does look like he smells. I will say, I have, like wax melts. I have a Sam Winchester and a Dean Winchester one that are like supposedly based on like the colognes that the Jared and Jensen wear. I fucking hate the Jensen one. I really don't like it. But I imagine on him it would probably smell really good.
I think
Jared
that's maybe the chemistry. You know, like everybody says, like your body chemistry works different with different smells. Well, I think he's got chemistry with everything, so you might as well have chemistry with his cologne as well. So that all works. It all works. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fucking meet him myself and just
I think so. I think
figure out what the fuck this man smells
You're
like.
gonna have to be the one, Case. You're gonna have to be the one.
Have to be the one. I'll front up as well. I have no idea what Jared smells like. I forgot to breathe both times. Not a fucking Scooby Doo.
You can't do it all. It's too hard.
There's too many moving parts to keep track of, and stuff keeps trying to shut down. So you have to like keep pushing through.
Yeah. Which be like, do not pass out in his arms. Although if you did pass out in his arms, you would definitely check on you to see if you're okay.
This is true.
The first face that you saw when you woke up.
Well, I don't know about that. They'd probably move you.
They would. It would probably be somebody from Creation.
Absolutely.
Don't ruin this for me. Honestly, I thought I'm among friends and you're all like, here's some logic in your fantasy. No!
It would be nice.
I want him to be the first face I
see.
It
would be very nice. It would be very nice. Very nice to have him. But yeah, so then after that,
did you go to the concert?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We went to the concert. We went to the concert, and then I decided right before the concert,
machines.
Right before the concert started, I was like, "Well, I'm going to go see if by some weird chance my Jensen photo op is ready." So I went to go collect the photos, and when I left, that's when Jensen decided to come on stage.
That was bad timing.
It was
bad timing
because, of course, I had been holding out irrational hope that maybe he would sing, right? Like, and I knew it wasn't likely.
And then I kept getting pushed back. We're like, there's no way in hell he's going to sleep.
Right. But then, so we're waiting for the concert, and who walks out on stage while people are still milling around and finding their seats, and Sandra is gone, but Jensen walks out. And at first I was like, oh, maybe. And then he was just announcing the concert. So basically he came out to announce Loudon Swain, which was really nice.
It was a nice treat. It was sweet. It was a nice little moment because he knew that we had all had a long day and that seeing him would cheer us up, and it did.
It did. Yes.
Good people.
Yes.
Good people.
So, and the concert was great. We had a great time at the concert. Everybody did I'm enjoying them more every time, I feel like, because and it was I just wish, like, again, Brianna would have been great because I love seeing her perform.
She sings so wonderfully.
She does.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But we got Kim, and didn't Julie come back out?
She did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Jason came out.
And Jason has just a lovely voice too. Every time I hear him sing, I'm like, God, he really does sing beautifully.
Yeah, I am potentially controversial opinion. I'm not actually that big a fan of Loudon Swain. I don't.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not that I think Rob has a bad singing voice, because I don't. I think he's a very talented singer. It just doesn't vibe with me. There's just something
Sure.
about his singing voice that I'm just like, no, don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's not going to be for me. But Jason Mann's beautiful.
Yes. He has a great voice. Unfortunately, Rob was losing his voice.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't
So
want that.
I think he was getting sick or something,
Yeah.
but he was really losing his voice at the concert. And then by Sunday, his voice was basically entirely gone,
Yeah.
Aw.
which I felt bad about because I knew Loudon Swain was performing at Jason Mann's bar the next night or something, Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
So that, I hope that went well. But the concert was still good, even though he was losing his voice, because they do a great show and love the songs. And
Mark
it's a
Shepard
good
came out
vibe.
and played on drums and stuff. So that was fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So I think it was definitely like there just weren't as many people, at the like performing for all of the factors of the weather and everything that, just didn't allow for it that night. But it was just leaning into the intimacy factor, I think, even more, just felt very small and quaint and things and stuff. But they did the kazoo song at the end, which I think I'd only been there for the one time when they'd done the kazoo song before. So that was fun. And it is nice to see Rob just kind of, he is very, you could tell his songs mean something to him, and he just puts his all into it, which I think I'm appreciating more every time I see him perform his stuff.
Like the fans hand out those little finger flashlights, the little LED finger lights. And they've been doing this for a while, is my understanding. And he still, after the song, because you get the little finger lights with instructions as to which two songs at least, to use them during. And so like Rob's experienced this, but he got a little choked up. He got a little emotional because they're the more emotionally heavy songs for him. And I just think that that's sweet too, because it obviously does mean a lot to him.
Yeah. I really love that.
I think really like the more they talk about supernatural family and everything, you could tell how much that means. I think especially to like Rob. I think he's like been there for all of it. Like even if he wasn't, playing Chuck, for he was still on the con circuit and still doing the things. And it was really nice. It was really nice. Yeah. Then finally we all tried to go to bed.
Yeah.
I think, I think Jackie at that point, you were like, we gotta go to sleep. And I'm like, okay.
It had been a long day.
It's 12:30. I'm so fucking tired.
Well, and that's Sandra and I, we got settled and we were doing that thing that you do when you're sharing a room with somebody, whereas you just keep talking. And I was like, I was even laying down, and I was like, I didn't want to fall asleep on you, like mid conversation. But I also knew I would be up at the crack of dawn the next day because I can't sleep. And it's, so.
Yeah.
But you were very sweet when I was like, it's 12:30. You're like, oh no. Okay, yes.
But no, it was good. And we went to lunch. That was a Saturday where we went out to lunch.
Yeah, we went to lunch with Lemons.
So cold.
Yeah, that was what I was waiting for. I couldn't remember if it was lunch or dinner.
It was so cold.
Yeah,
it was lunch.
So cold. It was freezing on the walk, and it was cold in the restaurant.
Yeah, and we only walked to the next building over, so it was like less. Yeah, it was like not even a full block walk, but it was like the downtown Norfolk was empty. There was like we were walking up. I'm like, is this place even open? Because there was like nobody walking around. And they're like, yeah, it's got to be open, and it was. But the restaurant was mostly empty, but it was nice.
It was nice to get a hot meal and away from the hotel for a minute, I think too.
Yes.
Oh, and Lemons, that was right after you'd had the meet and greet with Stephen Williams that you'd gotten.
Yeah, I had my first meet and greet ever with Stephen Williams, and it was a really fun and funny experience. And he is a character, but I did get a taste of what the meet and greets are like, which was pretty fun. So I definitely could see myself trying to get one in the future, but I'm glad I got one with somebody who's not usually at at the cons.
Yeah.
Just in
Yeah.
case,
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah.
And he told some good stories of his past exploits. And then we got to take selfies
Nice.
with him, which was kind of a treat. Like, because they say that you do get to do that, but then sometimes you don't. So
Mhm.
I was happy that we got to do that. And that was a special, different thing that I did on this con.
Yeah, the panel with them was great. It was great to get
Yes.
to see them together, and that happened Saturday. So because that was the only day that I think, at that point they were going to be done. But that was awesome. I loved seeing them together. They were so crotchety and so good together.
It's awesome.
The chemistry is so good with them that it's great.
Yeah,
It really is, because they totally, and they even said this during the panel, that the dynamic between them is very much the Bobby and Rufus dynamic. Steven is a bit of he's a little nutty, in a very fun way. And Jim is a little more crotchety, also in a very fun way.
Yeah, everybody was like, they should have done a spin-off. And he's like, yep. He's like, agree.
Yep.
Everybody agrees. So like, they should have.
100% would have watched Grumpy Old Men with Bobby and
Yeah.
me
yeah.
too. Definitely.
So awesome.
Could have been like a fucking Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets.
Yeah.
Just Bobby and Rufus just narrating over shit Sam and Dean are doing.
Well, and it was also funny because Steven kept bringing up how upset he was that they never knew what happened in Omaha. Like, it bothers him to this day that the show never elaborated, because he's like, I don't even know, because they never told me.
And you could tell he doesn't do like the supernatural, like, how most people are like, you do realize these are fictional characters. Like, he was like going off. He's like, you got to understand, we don't know any more than you do about what's going on with these characters. But he was playing along too, which was kind of nice. And I think Jim gave us an idjit when he first came out. And it was I love seeing Jim Beaver in general, but it was such a treat to see Jim and Steven on stage. Ted was very like, I'm jealous. I'm like, you should be. It was really good. So we ended up watching it. Like when they finally they posted it on YouTube. I kept waiting. I think Jackie, you posted that it was there, and like we watched it together and stuff. So it was that was really fun. That was a big highlight, I think, of it too. Was
nice.
Because
Good.
I've known I've known this actor since 21 Jump Street. So when I did my photo op with him, like that's the first thing I did. I walked up, I said, I've loved you as Captain Fuller since back at 21 Jump Street. He's like, oh, honey, that's so sweet. You're my second miracle today or something. And then we just did a little, just a little thing. And I was like, oh, I was like, thank you. I was like, so that was fun. That was fun to get to do.
That's super cute. I love
So
that.
a very long day, but very eventful. Lots of stuff happened. It felt like the day that was never going to end. I think it was one of those like, oh my gosh, considering when we started the day and when it ended, it was a long one. And then Sunday I guess felt a little bit more relaxed because we knew Jensen was here. So I think things could kind of, so when Jackie and I were going into the hotel for the first time, I had seen Baby parked off into a corner, I think Friday. And I was like, oh, look, there's Baby. And then I started thinking, well, they're going to do the photo ops, I guess, outside. I guess they're not going to tent it. They're not going to cover it up. They're just going to do it out in the parking lot like that. And then I was like, Jackie, we might be able to watch the photo ops from our room. I'm like, if they do it in the same spot. So I think that was one of the first things we did that morning was like, we were like checking and it was like, nope, people are mulling around. It doesn't look like they're going to move Baby. So
because the hotel sort of wrapped around this little parking lot that's the valet lot, and that's where Sandra had seen the car. I hadn't, because like she pointed and my brain just went, there's a lot of cars over there, and I didn't like
no, Jackie, the car,
right.
That one.
There was a lot of new stuff I was trying to process, but so Sunday morning, we woke up, and at some point, after getting up, we opened the curtains, on the window, and our room faced out that side of the hotel. So like the valet lot was right there, and it had snowed on Saturday. So like, we looked out and, there was a little, a thick dusting of snow on everything. But there was the Impala, all shiny and black, just sort of sitting on the snow, looking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And we were like, she's just out there on the snow, like right there.
Is nobody going to cover her up? The chrome work, guys. Yes.
So we were watching this, and Sandra was like, "Well, isn't that Chris, the con photographer?" And I was like, "I don't know, I can't tell." He's like all bundled up. All I could see was, person with hat, coat, whatever,
Yeah.
But I was like, "But that's the guy that owns the car." I recognized him because he'd also gone to DC Con. So and so we're like, they were talking about it, and we're like, well, where else could they move? Like, they can't move the car, and there's nowhere else to put her to do these photos. So we're like, they might just do the photos like right here, right where we could see. And then they did.
Dun, dun.
We were so excited. We were just like, oh my gosh, camping out, because it was nice and warm in our hotel room. So we're like, okay, we could see like everything. And it's because, again, where I've gone, sometimes they have a tent or like they have panels around it, so you can't really see what's going on. So I was like, no, we're gonna see Jensen like hugging and posing and doing all the things for at least a good 15 or 20 minutes. And then those bow legs wandered out from the just start, and we're like, oh my God, it's here. So we started. I tried to do a live from our Discord. Nobody was there. No. I didn't know how to get a hold of Kasey. I was like, this is
and I was already recording, so I didn't want to like ping the group either, because I was like, no, I'm not stopping my video at this point.
Valid.
But we did let Lemons know, or like, Lemons, you need to come over here.
Thank you. And I had just got out of the shower, so I was like getting dressed as fast as I could so that I could get over there before it ended.
Oh, but it was, man, just, it was so different to see that like out in the snow situation, and people bundled, like some people bundled, some people not. Some people wanting to show off their outfits and dealing with being really brave about how cold it was, because
the like 20 degrees with the wind chill
cold.
Lower.
It was cold.
It was
yeah. Again,
well below
Kasey,
freezing.
you would have been like, nope, I'm getting bundled to the extreme. And Jensen was like, did he have gloves on?
He did.
He had gloves on, but no
No,
hat.
I wouldn't. I am outfit over comfort.
Yeah,
every
no,
time.
there was no hat. No, he was doing the things that he needed
It made
to do.
for a very unique and pretty baby Jensen op.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing else I've ever seen before.
There was one really pretty one that I know people were sharing. It looked like it could be like on a romance cover, like, like with him wrapped arms around this one woman who was like very, very well dressed with like a nice coat, like, outside, like we're doing a thing outside, we're taking a picture in the snow kind of a situation.
Aww.
But every time he would look at somebody, we would just be like,
well, because people would do that pose where like they lean back against the car and he puts his arm on the car next to them, and then like basically like well, I forgot the word. Makes eyes at them. I don't remember. And
we know what you mean, Jackie.
Yes, and every time he would do it, like Sandra, me, Lemons, we'd all be like, oh.
Would have paid so much money to be in this hotel room, guys.
Well, I have the video. I just haven't posted it yet, so you could hear it. Like, I just haven't put it on. I'll put it on our Discord.
It won't be the same.
No, it wouldn't, because like we literally were. This is when you know what fangirling truly is, and you're just like you get to enjoy it with other people, which is just such a fun experience too, because it's like everybody's just as into what's going on as you are. We understand the gravity of this situation.
What was great about being able to watch it from our room is there was no level of embarrassment, like, because we could not be perceived, right? Like nobody could see us being fangirls except for us, and we didn't care because we were all on the same page. Again, but it wasn't like we were standing outside in public, or any of that. We could just be like, about the whole thing.
That's
it was lovely.
And that was also, I think, you might have asked me this Saturday, Jackie, but we were going to try and figure out a way to do, Jackie was nice enough to be like, would you like to be in one of my Jensen ops with me? Aww. And so I was like, well, I got another one for Sunday. I was like, so we were trying to figure out what we were going to do. Jackie had a plan about like, how we could like stage it. Like we would go, I think initially Jackie was going to go first, then we were going to do a hug together, and then I was going to go second, but we didn't know what exactly maybe we were going to ask for, like
Right.
in that duo where we were going to both be with Jensen. So we saw a couple people come in. One person in particular, you could see somebody took a photo, then another person came in to join that person, and the other person exited, and then that person got their own like solo with Jensen. And I was like, oh, look, they're doing what we're going to do. We're planning to do. Now we just have to figure out what we're going to do with it. So, but yeah, he was like brushing people's hair back. I was just like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
and dealing with the blue screen under like just photo set, like I don't think I could handle. Yeah, I don't know how people do that. Like, so it was Kat Nipster at one of the cons that she went to last year did a photo op with Baby with Jarrett, or was it with Jensen? I forget
No,
which
you're
one.
telling the story, babe.
I know, I'm sorry. But so one of them on their own, right? And like they had the photo op, and then she found out after the fact that it was blurry. So she had to redo it. And she was like, oh, thank God. Because like the first time she was like, I'm not really sure what happened with that. But so, and that's what I keep thinking about is like the brain just shuts down and then you just don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was fun. It was really fun to watch. I mean, I'd never, like, just from start to finish, we got to see the whole process, and it's a good 20 minutes. They were quick because it was cold.
They were moving.
Yeah. They were definitely moving quickly, but that was fun. That was a fun experience.
Yeah, got to watch him walk out, do all the photo ops, and watch him walk all the way back in until we couldn't see him anymore.
Lovely.
It was definitely a treat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then then I think we went in and out of the day. I think certain people, we were like, nah, we don't have to go wait and see. So we got a little bit of time in between. And I think, Jackie, do you want to talk about the photo op experience?
Sure. Because we finally, it's time to do the solo ops, and we they call. And luckily, Sandra's and mine were in the same batch of 50 numbers, which worked out really, really well. And so they called our batch of numbers down, and we went down, and we're still like, how are we going to do it? And, like, okay, well, and at first I was going to go do mine first, the solo one. And then Sandra would come in, we'd do the duo one, and then Sandra would do her solo. But as we're waiting in line and we're kind of like working it through, and we're like, okay, for the duo one, we can have him put his arms over our shoulders, so sort of do side hugs with us on either side of him. And I was like, oh, and we could maybe get him to hold our hand, on each side. The great excuse. And okay, great. So then we get going. And as we are getting closer and closer to the front, I was like, Sandra, would you mind doing your solo first? Well, because with last time I remembered, like I loved the photo experience because Sandra let me be in her J2 op that time at DC, which was wonderful, but it was very overwhelming for me. And then I think the reason why I blinked was because I had not actually like looked at where the camera was before getting into position. And then I was trying to find the camera in the last moment.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried about that again. So as we were getting closer and closer, I was like, I think I would be a lot calmer if I could watch you do yours first, and you have more experience doing these things than I do. Are you okay with that? And Sandra was a trooper, and she said, yes. So I was like, awesome. So we worked out the logistics, of what side we would be on and how it was going to go. And then the creation people are great because we explained, we're like, she's got a solo. I have two that she's going to be in my first one. They're like, cool, solo, duo, solo. And they just like, we got it. And this is a thing they deal with obviously all the time. And so when we got up there, not only did, you get to see the couple of photo ops before you get up close enough in line. So I was watching the whole thing. And then when Sandra went up, then I actually remembered, I was like, look and see where the camera is. So I actually like watched Chris take the photo. I was like, got it. Okay. Yes. And so after Sandra's, then I got shooed up there, and I almost got my fingers interlaced properly with his before they took the photo. But one of my fingers is bent down still because I'm not quite fast enough with these things. I gotta practice having my photo taken.
So fast.
Yeah. But it went really nicely. And then I still hadn't fully decided like what I was doing for my solo. I pretty much decided on just a hug because it's easy. You can just be like, can we just do a hug? And then they're very agreeable to that. He was very agreeable to that. In hindsight, I was kind of thinking it would have been fun to do one of the ops with flicking off the camera with them, because I've seen people do those and I am that type of person. So I thought that would be funny, but that would have required using more words. And that was something I was worried about.
Yep. Next time.
Yeah. Maybe
time.
next time. Maybe next time.
And Jackie was wearing a lovely leather jacket and had gotten a little necklace. So she very much embodied Baby, I felt like. So they were, yeah. So it was a very, very, very cute outfit. And just, yeah, I think she rocked it. And I was noticing, I think we were talking about this a little bit, Jackie, when we were sharing our, like when we got our JPEGs back, like I am like so far away from him when I'm like leaning into him. It's like there's a huge, like, I don't know what was going on that day, but I feel like my brain was like, nope, stay back. This part does not touch. And then did you say there was something on, like he was he leaning or you were leaning?
He was leaning a little towards me this time. So like,
okay.
I didn't get a thigh touch action this time. But it's overall a much better photo, I think. But, if you look, because with the JPEGs, when you get them, it's like uncropped. So you can see more of your pose. And you can see that like our feet weren't really close together. And he was actually leaning in a little bit more into me with the hug, which was, it's just funny in hindsight looking at it. I'm like, kind of like.
Yeah, because I was like smushed up against him towards the top, like leaning in, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but like there's nothing. There's no way anything's meeting. I'm like, it's so quick. And I was going to ask for a Charlie hug, but then I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to ask for a hug. So I just asked for a hug and he just gave me a hug. Then we did the thing. Then I ran my ass out of there. I was like, I'm getting the hell out of the picture before somebody yells at me that I need to move. And then, so I did get to see like most of what was going on with Jackie and Jensen, but it all turned out well. It all turned out lovely. Yeah. It was very lovely.
And I got a nice thank you. I said thank you, and he said, like I got a smile out of him. I don't think he said anything at that point, but
no, he was taking directions pretty well. Like he figured out what we wanted. I think we're both talking at him at the same time.
I know.
Like, got it.
Next time, one of you take the lead, maybe.
Yeah. So it was fun. That was fun.
But it worked. Yeah. No, it was wonderful.
Yeah. And then I think the day, I mean, like I said, I think we were just over. I know I was getting really, really tired. And I think the day was stretching on even a little bit more because a lot of the ops that he still wasn't able to do on Saturday got pushed onto Sunday. So it was, I think it was a little bit later than even when he was supposed to come onto the stage. Not too much, but still a little bit. The panel I thought was really great. I loved seeing him with Robin Rich. I thought they brought a different kind of vibe there. And so he looked relaxed and he was just enjoying himself on stage with them. And that was fun. They did
Misha joined in for the gold.
Misha joined in for the gold. Yeah. Misha joined in for the gold. But then Jared was able, they had Jensen put Jared
They called
on.
him.
Yeah.
He FaceTimed him.
Yeah. It was so sweet. So sweet.
It was.
And people had given us signs that said "Get Well, Jared." So like we lifted them up so he could see those. And he either had some medication that he was taking, which he needed to for his leg, because he definitely sounded like he was a little like woo.
Yeah. He sounded a little in his cups, perhaps.
Very cute. Very cute.
Yes. It was very sweet. And he got Jensen laughing, doing that whole like head back, laughing thing, which is delightful.
That's the best bit of seeing them together though, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it? When he gets Jensen like that. I love that.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen any of the panels or anything, but I had seen various clips of him calling, them FaceTiming Jared and holding the microphone up to the phone.
And Jared definitely sounded like he was regretting that he couldn't be there.
Yeah.
He's very genuine. Sad. But that was a nice moment too. Yeah, the phone call, the FaceTime was nice. And it was a good panel. I love Robin Rich so much. So I'm really glad that they were the ones who did the panel with Jensen.
Well, I think Rob really leans into his like, yes, whatever. Like he's very like his like little awkwardness when he's like again, they're playing, they're playing
He's
it
so
up.
cute.
And he's very cute with Jensen. Like
He plays up like a fanboy thing in an adorable kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I don't know, it works for him. Like, yeah. And it's relatable. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, like everything that could have possibly gone wrong, I feel like did, and yet it was still a really fun experience to get to, spend time with Lemons and Jackie, and then I think Lemons came back after the panel. Lemons hung out with us in our hotel room for a bit after, and we just got to chatting and did a little bit more of that stuff that's always fun to do. And
yeah,
I think Lemons, your room was a little on the chilly side, so we got you to get to warm up a little bit more in our
my room was on the end of the building on a corner, so I had 2 walls of windows on the water side, so it was just like constant wind noise and and the heater was not up to the task, and so my room was I went to bed wearing like a hoodie and socks, and it was cold. It was really cold.
No, I hate this for you, Lemon. I'm so sorry.
But it was fine because I was not there to be pampered. I was there to soak up the fan energy, and that definitely happened. So that was good. And it was really fun chatting with Jackie and Sandra, and it was fun. But then by Sunday night, it's so bittersweet because you have to leave.
Right.
And I didn't really want to leave.
Yeah.
I would have been happy to keep hanging out, but had to go home. So Sunday, I took an Uber to the airport, and the
Monday, not Sunday.
Sorry, Monday. God, I can't tell what day of the week it is. Monday, I took an Uber to the airport. Chris Schmelke, who's the photographer, was outside, and I heard him talking to people about how it was a smaller con, but that the energy was really good. So that was nice to hear from him. And then he ended up by being on my plane back to LaGuardia, which was cool. I wanted to say hi, but I didn't because I didn't want to. But it was still fun. It's nice. That I think is what is special about the Creation Cons, is that everyone does feel sort of like part of a big family, and he wouldn't have thought it was weird if I'd said hi. And he saw my fan bag with all my pins, so he knew that I had been at the con, and then it kind of makes the con experience last a little longer because you have that experience on the way home.
Did you have a question about the hoodie, Kasey? Do you have a hoodie question?
I did have a question about the hoodie because Jensen, I'm well known, perhaps not publicly. Sandra might cut this out. I'm well known for having opinions on Jensen's clothes. Between my close friends.
What?
No, nobody knows this. Nobody knows this.
It's not like y'all just put up a whole episode dealing with outfits.
I'm going to preface this by saying that I firmly believe that everybody should wear what makes them feel the best.
Yeah.
Everybody. And it doesn't matter. My opinion of anybody else's clothes means fucking nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. And that doesn't mean I don't have them. I just acknowledge that they have zero bearing on anybody's life. And I love that Jensen is a little bit of a fashionista. He's a little bit of a diva. He likes his, what I consider to be somewhat ridiculous clothes. But I'm validated by the fact that I know so many people who think convict shirt was gross. So I'm like, yes, I'm not on my own with some of them. Personally, this is not a Jensen thing. It's just a fashion thing. Don't make trousers in mustard colours. That's not a good look for anybody. Nobody is pulling that off. Nobody needs that. There is no fucking requirement for that to be in the world. Anyway, that's besides the point. I have had opinions on Jensen's clothes before, but he looked so fucking snuggly in that hoodie, I wanted to crawl inside it. Anybody who hugged Jensen on Sunday, please tell me what it was like to snuggle him in that hoodie. Please.
I wish I could tell you, but I don't have full recollection.
I mean, I think it was cozy. I do feel like it was snug. You could snuggle. You definitely felt like you could stay there for a very long time. if
looks
somebody didn't
so
yell at you
great.
to get the hell out of the way and let
Yeah.
other people do what they need to do. He was
If
snuggly
security
in
wouldn't
that.
appear if he tried. Yeah.
He
No,
was
just-
snuggly.
He had to wear that hoodie because it was so cold inside.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a shame for like everybody that was there though. Literally not just the talent. If it was that cold, like
yeah.
that's unfair for everybody.
Oh, the ladies on stage were like, why is a fan on up here? Why is the
Turn
fan
that
running?
shit right off.
It was
We're
cold in the
freezing.
ballroom. It was cold in the
Yeah.
huge ballroom that we
Yeah.
spent the whole weekend in too.
And I think for like a first, like normally people up on stage complain because those really bright lights, they complain because they're really
Mhm.
bright and they're in their faces, but they also put out a lot of heat. So usually if you're up
Yeah.
on a stage like that, it gets really hot. But I didn't hear anybody complain
Nope.
about being hot at all.
Mm-mm.
Everybody was just like, turn the lights up. It's toasty up here, bitches.
Right.
It was snuggly, I think. Yeah, I think we can
Yeah,
all
I
think
didn't
it was
It was
snuggly.
huggable.
Yeah.
It
And
was
I-
huggable.
I'm such a sucker for a hoodie. Like hardcore, I'm a sucker for a hoodie. And it was like oversized on him, baggy. And like it was
Mhm.
red and black, which is like I'm fucking former, well, not former, just slightly more hidden now. Emo kids are like red and black clothes on my jam. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I want a model of you just in that hoodie, bro. Like, just please. I love it.
I think
And
it
now
was
none of you-
it was like a stunt. What, it was like the
Was it-
stunts from the boys, I think. Or
Yeah,
something
the
like that?
stunt team,
Mhm.
and it said the boys' final season or
Mm.
something on the back.
Aw,
Mhm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the back, I'd only seen the front of it.
I have recollection of my right hand touching his hand, but honestly, I couldn't tell you what my left arm was doing.
I don't remember
at
that
all.
either. I remember us
Yeah.
asking, and I remember doing the thing. I feel like I had more time to think about wrapping my fingers into his fingers when I did it the first time. This time it was just like, well, I just hope it works.
Right.
So, but yeah, again, I think they were very much on a schedule on Sunday.
Yeah,
they
if
were
they
like,
were
we're,
delayed.
we're going to
from
get this.
Saturday
We
as
got to
well.
get this done.
Yeah.
He was already doing probably double
Mhm.
the photo ops.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
yeah.
so.
People trading in the Jared ops.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the man is a machine. And then you think, did he just go back to work on Monday? Did he get a fucking
Probably.
weekend?
Right.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I would think. It just seems like probably he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean, he might have got lucky. They might have scheduled him to just not be in on the Monday,
Mhm.
and then he's back in on the Tuesday. But yikes,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
man is a machine. We
Yeah.
are not worthy.
I'm
Worthy of Jensen. Don't make that the title, Sandra.
not making that the title.
Hashtag we're not worthy.
No, but it was. Yeah, I think I'd messaged Jackie too this week and just like, thanking her again because it was such a fun experience to get to spend time with her, meet lemons, hang out. Because I don't think I'm going to have that option. Like when we go to Charlotte, I don't think anybody's going. So it's going to be me and my husband. Poor Ted.
You'll make new fandom friends.
Yeah.
And you have Ted, which is
Yes,
nice.
yes.
Like, and that was one of the things I was really glad, like, that the two of you were going, and
Mhm.
particularly that Sandra, you were agreeable to me, like being like, no, I'll just pick you up part way and then
Mhm.
drive, because then at least it made it much less intimidating.
Mhm.
And then you were agreeable to doing the photo op first. Again, it was much less intimidating if I can see the process or
Yeah.
have somebody there. Buddy
Yeah.
system
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like at some points, like there are moments when I will not be that person, but God damn it, Jensen's right there. I'm going to go up and do the thing and tell him, try anyway and just
Yeah.
see what happens. So those are fun. Those are like little like, hey, I did the thing, give me a sticker, kind of a thing when I'm able to do that with him in particular. Like the moments I've had with Jared are just he just makes you feel relaxed. He just kind of, it is a totally different energy. And I have no fear with Jared, which makes no sense. But Jensen's a little bit more, okay, got to work up to it. And I kind of feel like I have to be a little bit, show him who's boss. I always think to myself, they're both married to women who I believe are either part Italian, half Italian, some Italian. There's Italian in there. So I feel like they know a little Italian woman's coming and they're like, I'm going to listen to whatever it is this woman tells me. And then I'll move on to the next thing. So that's what I do that's my headcanon. It's like, oh, Italian.
Yep.
He did
I
that
love
funniest
that.
story about Daniil.
Yes.
like he was, oh my gosh, at the panel, how Danielle was like, somebody was walking up their driveway and he was like calling people because she was already like going to the door.
Yeah, he said that he saw somebody and he was like, somebody's walking up to the door on foot. And she's like, oh, hell no. And just went outside. And then he's like, so I was inside on the phone with the police while she was, I don't know, maybe trying to kill the person.
Is anybody a fan of the comedian Patton Oswalt?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So did you see it was his first Netflix special after COVID. I forget what it's fucking called now. But it was the first one he did after COVID. And there's a whole last section about his wife, about being in a similar situation, and his daughter being like, hey, there's somebody walking around outside, and his wife grabbing a bright pink baseball bat, no shoes, just like summer dress, just fucking charging outside. And going outside and finding her brandishing this bat, and this poor dude who'd been sent to fix something. That is absolute Danielle energy. That is,
yeah. I also wonder, like, was Jensen calling because he was worried about the person getting hurt?
100%.
Right.
Yes.
100%.
He's like, somebody's getting hurt here, and I don't know
It
who
was
it's going to be.
unclear.
Please send help. I don't know what my wife is going to do.
Yep.
Well, I mean, like, you know, not to play into those sexist tropes, but he works away a lot.
Mhm.
She has to be the person that goes and confronts people on the property.
Oh, hell no.
But she also does give off that vibe that she's not going to take shit.
Yeah.
So, like,
She absolutely does. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really tickled me. I just got the idea of him being in the inside calling the police, like, there's somebody on my property. And he's like, oh, no, this babe.
Like peeking through the curtains
Peeking
to
out
see.
live and stuff, yeah. And she's just grabbed some shoes and like maybe a weapon of some kind. She's like, I'll deal with it, babe. Don't even worry about it. If we need to call the police, I'll fix it.
So yeah,
God.
it was just, there were a lot of good moments there.
Adorable.
So yeah, I wish we could do these all the time. That's the thing. Like, you know, if money were no object, getting to hang out and do the things. But I did mention, Kasey, that, you know, PhillyCon is in the works. And I even was like, you know, at some point we were thinking, I did, Kasey has no, you know, doesn't care either way. But I was always like, you know, it might be fun to have like a vendor table. But I'm like, but then we'd have to spend all of our time at the vendor table. And Lemons and Jackie are like, well, if we go, we take some turns at the table for you guys.
We can do a shift.
That's right.
But
That's
it's just so cute and so sweet. Like, you know, the amount of support, you know, that everybody gives each other, that I think really does make it feel like for a little while you can forget all your worries, you know, just like when you go into Cheers, like, you know, you just like have some time and kind of like displace yourself out of the reality that is life in general, and
all of that,
and just have some fun, and just go nutty, you know, like just act like a fangirl. Like that's a fun experience to have and to do.
That's the title of the episode. I'm like a fangirl.
Yes.
So so I don't know. Did we answer all your questions, Kasey?
You did answer all my questions. I think we can say that the first ImpalaCon was a success.
Yes.
Everybody that attended had a good time.
Definitely.
So I think, you know, we'll try and do it again next year. Maybe I'll be there next year.
Well, that's the goal, right? That's the hope.
Would be amazing.
Yes.
Right?
But hopefully, crossing fingers, ImpalaCon take 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I know Lemons is doing Jersey, right?
Yep.
Just got your
AKA
passes and stuff.
WinchestCon.
Yeah, that one. Yes, that one. Because there's a lot of people. Do you know how many that you know are going to be there?
At least 5 or 6. I
Oh,
think.
wow.
Oh,
you guys are
cool.
fun. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I just got my tickets last night. I'm excited.
Good. Yay. And you guys get to see the Ghost Facers.
Yeah, which I'm jealous about.
There.
And I forgot that Adrian Palicki is going to be there.
Yeah,
and
Jessica.
Shoshana
Cool,
Stern.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I haven't seen any of these people at cons before. So
No,
that's
I didn't
exciting.
know I didn't even know she went to cons or all the Ghost Faces, to be fair. So that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
No,
gonna
I think this is the first time I know of that. I think the Ghost Facers have done it. So, I mean, maybe they have way back when, but this is the first time I can remember hearing that they were going to be there. So I'm still holding out for Felicia Day at one of the ones I go to. Please,
Right.
just to see Felicia
that
Day.
would be
That's
awesome.
the goals now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Felicia,
I think she would be so great.
We all have to keep our fingers crossed that Brianna makes it to New Jersey so that Lemons can
finally
break the
get
streak.
my
Yes.
Brianna up. Yes. Thank you.
Well, I can't wait to hear about all of the rest of the con stories that are going to. That sounds like a big one. That sounds like a lot of stuff is going to go down at New Jersey. It's going to be
When is that again?
It's in August.
August.
Third weekend of August, I think.
So we should probably try and get you booked in to break that down. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna have Lemons in for every.
Put me on the calendar.
Yeah, we'll.
There'll be a lot
we'll
though to talk about. Yeah. Awesome.
I was only going to go for one day, but then after they added the Ghost Facers, I was like, well, I have to go Saturday too. I can't not do that.
Yeah.
So
Fun.
I'll be there Saturday, Sunday.
Fun. Very good.
Manifesting.
Well, I think we should let these lovely ladies go because somebody also has to go to work tomorrow. So we should
Would
probably
you stop reminding me about that? You're killing me here, bro. I'm aware that I have to go to work tomorrow. I haven't had a weekend. It's been very stressful.
It'll be okay though. We'll get through it.
This has been awesome though, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out, breaking it down. I'm very jealous, but also thrilled that you guys had the best time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It was very nice. It's been fun. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for having us and getting to relive the whole fun weekend, because that makes it even more keep those good con feelings going a little longer.
Yeah. Because we need those. We do.
Absolutely.
We do. All right. Well, you guys have a lovely rest of your Sunday. And thank you so much. We really do appreciate you joining us. Feel free to exit. If I need to kick you out, I will. If not, I will talk to you soon. Have a great one, you guys.
Thanks.
Have a great rest of your day, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Alrighty.
All right.
That was awesome.
That was fun to talk about that again. And yes, I think everybody's hoping we want Kasey in 2027 to come to Philly.
Kasey wants Kasey in 2027.
Yes.
Kasey needs a visa and the lottery.
We're gonna work on all of those things. We're gonna work on all of that. But under 2 hours, Case. Under 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm hella impressed.
So we're gonna wrap up this episode. Another con. We're gonna have some more con stories coming up from some other people that I was able to talk to. So keep an eye out for those. But we always love it when Kasey is there to ask all the questions and do all the things. So it's a reminder.
It kept us on the road.
You did.
Can't promise anything else.
No, you did good. You did good. You did a good job. But yeah, we're going to wrap up for now. So I want to thank you for listening. Let us know what you thought of the episode. You can email us at idlingintheimpala@gmail.com. You can comment on Spotify, leave a YouTube comment, join our Discord and chat with fellow idlers and us in real time. Check out our merch store, which is another fun way to show your support. You can find details for everything on our website. That's idlingintheimpala.com. Want to fuel our supernatural road trip? Consider supporting us on Ko-fi. We have perks to go along with different membership tiers, and we'd love to have you along for the ride.
Speaking of perks, we've got special shout outs for some of our Ko-fi members. From our Shotgun Picks the Music tier, we've got Runaway Dreamer, Crowley's Mistress, Sam and Dean 76, Elia, Charlie, and Just Whispering Fantasies. Thank you for picking the tunes in the car. Support like yours keeps our podcast going. Thank you. Don't forget, you can always support us for free by liking, commenting, subscribing on YouTube, and following, rating, sharing on audio platforms. Engagement like that really helps us with the algorithms. All hail their benevolence. As always, we have the causes we support in the description. So from me, you have LGBTQ plus talking charities. From Sandra, you have mental health charities. And of course, the main causes that we are always highlighting, championing, spotlighting are World Central Kitchen and Doctors Without Borders. If you want to know more about these causes, why we're supporting them, what they mean to us, check out idlingintheimpala.com. There's a page there called Causes Cause with all the details. So with that, we will say a huge thanks to Jackie and Lemons for joining us. Thank you for joining us in the back seat, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.